The whole idea is to be able to take these ingredients out of your box and to do something with it. You can saute lettuce and you can grill lettuce, for sure you can. But let's talk about a quick no cook, because it's sweltering sometimes and we don't want to cook. A quick no cook thing that you can do with lettuce. And that's these Bulgar lettuce wraps. And, you know, sort of what we want to continue to reinforce is that we don't need recipes. We need to understand processes, right? We need to understand techniques. So we don't need a recipe for this. We know we're in the Middle East. We're with Bulgar. You get this, you put it in the bowl, you rub it with olive oil, season it with salt and pepper. It's just like making couscous. And then you pour boiling water over the top, equal parts. 1 cup, 1 cup, 2 cups, 2 cups. 2 cups Bulgar, 2 cups water. Okay? And then you put a lid on it. Usually I do it in a pot to like really maintain some good heat with the Bulgar, and then just let it sit for about 20 minutes. And then you fork it and it comes out beautiful like this. I mean, most of us have had really lousy couscous, right? Dry, like it's horrible. And couscous doesn't really have to be horrible. It's not supposed to be horrible. It's not supposed to be dry, but it is that way because it wasn't given any love. It was just poured the water over it and then it's expected to be good from there. So you have to coat the grains, you know, let them kind of separate from each other, add in some seasonings, give it some love, and then put the water over it and you get something that's really beautiful and that, you know, flakes really nicely. You know, if you had couscous where it's like thick chunks after you cook it, you're like, what? Right? So the olive oil helps to kind of separate all of the grains and keep it nice like that. Okay, so we have our Bulgar here. So now all we're going to do is we're going to put in some vegetables. And because I'm in the Middle East, I like tomato and cucumber. Do you like tomato and cucumber? Me too. Delicious. So we put this in, a little bit of salt, and I'll put in some feta cheese. Yummy, right? So I'll just chop up some mint and put that in. And then we make a dressing, a vinaigrette. And the vinaigrette that I decided to show you today was a pomegranate vinaigrette. Have you guys ever worked with pomegranate molasses? Basically what it is it's pomegranate juice that has been reduced to a really, really, really thick, kind of, even more than a syrup. I mean, thicker than a syrup. Pretty, pretty thick. And it's a very concentrated flavor. So when you make vinaigrettes, what you want to do is you want to have a base of your vinaigrette as powerful in taste as possible. So you could use pomegranate juice, but could you imagine that the concentration of flavor would be so much more intense if you reduced that juice to a thick syrup? Right? And then when you mix it with olive oil, you still retain that really vibrant flavor of the pomegranate. So that's where the molasses comes in. But if you have pomegranate juice, you can definitely use it and just reduce it down to get nice and thick and syrupy. So I have this nice dressing right here, and I'm just going to pour in enough. What is in the dressing? It's on your sheet. It's pomegranate molasses, a little bit of honey, lemon juice, and olive oil, just all whisked together. So then we want to mix it together, and this texture is really important because what I want you to see is that it's not gloppy. I didn't put on so much dressing that the grains still can't separate from each other. And you can serve the rest of the dressing. I made a couple times, you know, and I like to make a dressing. You know, if I'm doing it, we call that economies of motion, right? Or economies of scale, both. If I'm doing it, I might as well make 2 times or 3 times the recipe, especially if it's something that I'm going to like, and I can just keep it in my fridge and have it there, right, for a nice vinaigrette. So then what you would do is, and you will get to do this later, wash all of your lettuce, dry it off in a salad spinner, and then you're just going to serve the lettuce on a platter, and people are going to take their little lettuce leaf, put their grain salad in here, roll it up, and eat it. It's like a lettuce wrap, only cold, and you don't have to do anything, you don't have to cook. Beautiful, huh? I'm going to try this too, just to make sure. Wait till you try it. Delicious.